Well, my name is Daniel Wahome, and after the first set of conversation, it was all about basketball. We're talking about the Kenya Morans who are headed to the Afro-Basket qualifiers. We get back to more African sport, and we're talking about the Championship of African Nations, CHAN. It's being hosted in Cameroon, and KBC, your true sports partner, is making sure that you do not miss any piece of the action. Well, last night we had two quarterfinals being played, and in one of those quarterfinals played, Morocco defeated Zambia by 3-1. Let's take a look. We shall be taking a look at the highlights from those matches, and also we had Guinea playing against Rwanda. This was a very scrappy game, and let's get into the conversations about those quarterfinals played yesterday. And we're joined by our regular analyst, Gregory Mulemi. And at the bottom right of your picture, we've got our sign language interpreter. His name is Byron Abuli. Gregory, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
And let's talk about the Championship of African Nations. We're into the business end of this competition. What has been your take over the weekend from the action that you've seen?
So much improvement after witnessing the group stages. We've seen sides adventurous, more goals going in, but above all, the controversies that are happening, especially if we pick out the weekend's matches, Rwanda versus Guinea, for example. It's something that we really don't want to see, because it just puts into question the level of officiating that we have. It's not what we really want to see. But then overall, the football has really improved. You can see both teams, all the teams that participated in this tournament, be it the ones that were eliminated, plus the ones heading into the semi-finals. You can tell there's a slight improvement from the previous editions of the CHAN.
Well, and let's get on to the highlights now. Guinea played against Rwanda. Guinea went through to the semi-finals after winning by 1-0. And this was a very dirty game. Gregory will be coming to that. 2 red cards in this game. But let's take a look at the highlights of Guinea versus Rwanda. Between Guinea and Rwanda, Guinea going through by 1-0. Let's talk about the goal first, Gregory, and the quality of the free kick.
Outstanding. Because not many people can execute, especially looking at the angle in which Silap carved the ball from. It's something that you can just say, this was perfectly executed. It worked out at the right time. And looking at the clock, it was something that the silly elephants really needed. But then you look at the events before the free kick. Very questionable events. I don't know how the VAR was working here. Because if you look at the replays, it clearly shows that In fact, the goalkeeper never touched the Guinea forward. So I really don't know. I really put into question the referee's competence in this game.
Aside from just the referee's competence, the game was dirty. 2 red cards in this game. The question was, one, and it's evident with tends to be with the Guinea side, the number of fouls they're committing per game. How much discipline are you also seeing from the players?
I'll not really say it's discipline. I think it's the hunger to win. Because you look at, this is a knockouts competition whereby I think with these players also wanting to impress the suitors who are keen following this tournament, they give their all, and you can see it might work their way or against them. You look at how they've been playing. Guinea have very young lads in that squad who at least want to impress and maybe move to Europe.
Every player was born 1990 afterwards.
Yes, and that shows you that this is a team that maybe we want to see more players graduate from their domestic sides to Europe, because they know scouts are there, agents are there, and everyone else. So they tend to commit these mistakes by the fact that they want to show that at least they're better off. But it comes into how they have been nurtured. You look at, if it was let's say a player who's playing his trade in Europe or elsewhere outside Africa, you could see there could be a difference, because they know, I don't really need to overdo things to impress, and play my football and make sure that I perfect the moves that the coach wants me to do on the pitch.
Now, also playing last night, it was Morocco playing against Zambia. 3-1, Zambia down to 10 men. And Morocco seem to be turning on the style now on anyone they come across.
They're just making it a notch. It reminds me of how the Azzurri play whenever they go to the World Cups, that is Italy. They start slowly, but as they progress towards the latter stages, they improve their game. Many people are criticizing the Morocco coach for playing so defensively in his first 2 openers, but you find that after that, they got the vital win in the 3rd game which they played, and it ensured that they qualified for the quarterfinals. Against Zambia, that is when they turned the screw a notch higher, and you could see the result. They pinned Zambia down. The first 20 minutes, I think Zambia were like, we wish this could end very soon, because Morocco are all over them, and you could see why they are champions. They played like champions, and who knows, this might just be one of the most interesting stories when they meet the hosts.
Talking about that, think of this, Soufiane Brahimi, some of these players, they are not, the spring chicken that you'd be talking about, but what the message that's being sent, for example, by what Morocco is, the kind of play that Morocco is, displaying?
They're technically better than most of these sides that we've seen in this tournament. That's a fact, because you look at the players in that Morocco squad, 8 of them have either participated in the CAF Champions League of the CAF Confederations Cup. That is Wydad Casablanca, Raja, RS Berkane. So these are players with experience in top levels, unlike most of these players from these other countries. Let's take an example of Togo or even Guinea. These are players maybe they've just played locally and have not gotten that exposure. But Morocco has players who've played for so long together at a top level, and it just shows you as the tournament progresses. Look at the display against Zambia, 3-1. Zambia, we know that they have very good players, quality players, who've also participated in these tournaments, in the Champions League, the CAF Confederations Cup, with the likes of Zanaco and Zesco United. But then you look at, there was a clear difference between the 2 sides. When it matters, how do you boil down that quality into action?
Gregory Mulemi is our regular football analyst, and also he's been gracing our screens, analyzing the Championship of African Nations. We'll be taking a short break, and when we get back, we'll be taking a look at the quarterfinals that were played on Saturday. Mali playing against Congo, and the Democratic Republic of Congo played against the hosts Cameroon, and it was a totally different story from those matches. And also, we shall be taking a look at the FKF Women's Cup, the FKF Premier League, plus what's been happening in England after this short break.